What's up, guys? It's Bias Sports here, back with another take. Please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. All right, tonight, Colorado football, they got exposed, man. It was bad. It was bad. 36-14, BYU beats Colorado. And as you can see, Colorado they didn't have it tonight, and they got exposed big time. We saw that Shadeur held the ball too long, and he tries to scramble too much. He tries to scramble out of things and like run around, kind of like Caleb Williams, but he's way less athletic. And it's crazy how slow he is for being Deion's son. He's very slow and immobile. This also shows to me like Colorado didn't play anyone this year. So when you look at their schedule and you go to it, you say, okay, they lost to Nebraska. They got a good line, defensive line, they're big up front. Lost to them, right? They lost to a non-ranked Kansas, and they lost to Kansas State, who was actually ranked. None of those teams are like juggernauts, and none of those teams are particularly that good, and they lost to them. And then tonight they lose to BYU, and it just shows this team was massively overrated. This team was not what people thought they were. People thought really that they were going to be a playoff contender. Yeah, you're a playoff contender when you play nobody, when you play a bunch of bad teams. Last year when they played Oregon, what did we see? They got destroyed because there's different levels in college football. And while they were a feel-good story, they had a good season, they still play in the Big 12. And there's levels even in the Big 12, as you can see, as BYU showed. They're on a whole nother level. And so it's just crazy how the media was boosting up Colorado when we all knew Colorado has mainly two players, Travis Hunter and Shadeur Sanders. So, like, those guys can't do it all. And then when Shadeur has bad games, this is what happens. Because I know Travis Hunter won the Heisman, but that doesn't mean he's going to impact the game a lot. As we just saw, they got blown out, and he had a great game offensively. Defensively, he didn't impact the game at all. But offensively, he had an amazing game. He was like the only guy that showed up. Really, his teammates really let him down. No one else showed up. But as we can see, that didn't lead to even a close to a victory. So maybe this guy being called generational, that's a little much because usually generational guys don't get blown out by BYU. And, they can make a couple more plays to try to keep, and they would make a couple more plays, keep their team in it and stuff. I just don't believe in their schedule. To me, it just really upsets me, their schedule. You got to think about it. If Colorado would have played in Ohio State this year, if Colorado would have played a Penn State this year, a Michigan, a Georgia, a Alabama, a Texas, what would have happened? They'd have got blown out by 50 points. But if you watch ESPN and you watch Fox Sports and you watch these guys who are on the Deion payroll or they're trying to be his best friend, they would tell you, oh, they were playoff contenders and they would do all this. But us real college football fans that watch the games and watch all the conferences, we all knew that they were never even close to those top teams. They were never even close to a real playoff team. When they played real big teams in big games, they fall apart like this. And it was really alarming. After watching Cam Ward earlier today and watching Shadeur, I just think that Cam Ward has showed he's the much better quarterback. One, he's way more athletic. Two, I think that he's just more dynamic. He makes his teammates better. When he's out there, he's like electric. He makes electrifying plays. And I don't see him holding the ball. I see him making quick, fast decisions. Sometimes he's definitely more risky with the ball than Shadeur, but high risk, high reward. And to me, he's just the better prospect. Shadeur showed me today that he is definitely not the number one quarterback in the draft. He just holds the ball too long and runs around too much for me. It's not good football. I don't know why he does it. I think Deion has engraved in him stats and big plays so much that he's always looking for stats. Always, who needs a catch here? Who needs these stats? Oh, I'm close to this stat marker. Or, oh, we need a big play every play. And instead, he never takes the check down. He never really throws the ball out of bounds, which that's a problem. You're going to have to learn how to do that. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady, he's the king of check down. He's the king game manager. It seems like Shadeur doesn't know how to manage the game well as well, because they're always, not getting the run game going. They're always, going really fast when their defense is tired. I don't understand it. Also, another thing I noticed tonight was Coach Prime definitely got out coached tonight. It seemed like with the time off, BYU, their schemes, they were ready for everything Colorado had, and Colorado was not ready for anything that they had. They had a bunch of extra touchdowns that BYU honestly missed. This game could have been way worse. The guy dropped the halfback pass, and then they brought in the backup to do that trick play, and he just threw an interception. And then they threw another interception, the starting quarterback for BYU, by the end zone, where they could have had another field goal. They really were messing their own selves up. And to me, they showed that they were not even that top of a team. I'll say they're a top 25 team, but they're not on the level of the playoff teams and on the level of the top teams in the SEC and the Big Ten. Because let's be honest, after watching these bowl games, even as an FSU fan, I can admit college football right now is a Big Two. SEC, Big Ten. Those two conferences are by far the best football and producing the best football. And they have the hardest schedules, hardest teams. So pretty soon, college football is going to have to figure out something with that, because it's just not fair when teams play schedules like Colorado plays. And they would have won their conference, they would be in with the bye. When you're a Texas or you're a Georgia or Ohio State or a Penn State, and you have to play a much harder schedule, or Oregon, and you have to play a much harder schedule, much more ranked games in front of hundreds of thousands of fans instead of going to some of these smaller stadiums. But I'll give it to Travis Hunter tonight. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown. The kid shows up defensively. He could have done more. He didn't really make a play. He got carried into the end zone. Another thing I didn't like that I saw tonight, I saw them Colorado was celebrating even down 29. They were celebrating early in the game before they even really did anything. Deion's son was celebrating a interception when everybody knew it was clearly offsides. And it just seemed like they didn't seem focused, They just seemed like they were playing around. And I have a question for you guys. If Colorado was in the SEC or the Big Ten, what would their record be? What do you think? I say 4-8, 5-7 at best, 6-6. They wouldn't finish like this. And another sad statistic I saw is that all of the teams that they beat this year, none of these teams finished ranked. So we're putting a lot of stock in, Travis Hunter, the best generational player, supposedly the media says, that we've seen in like 30 years. But he hasn't really never played an SEC defense, never played a top Big Ten school. We've never seen him play Ohio State. We've never seen him play Michigan at the Big House. We've never seen him play Penn State in Happy Valley. We never seen him play at Texas, at Alabama. We have not seen him in any of these big environments, or Shadeur. And so it's kind of not fair that, they get judged off beating a Baylor, beating North Dakota State, beating whatever else the Big 12 teams have. I don't even remember the Big 12 team's name because they're so irrelevant. But, yeah, they got exposed tonight, man. I don't know what Deion's going to be able to tell the media. I'm sure he'll try to find a way to spin it. Usually he takes accountability, though, and he'll see, they got beat down. They're definitely far off from where people thought they were as a top contender. Nah. And as for Shadeur, he's got a lot of work to do. He needs to learn to play smarter. He didn't look like he was a smart quarterback tonight. He looked very uncomposed. He looked quick to run, even though his line wasn't blocking that bad. He was holding the ball, and then he got sacked a few times, and then he just started to take off every time. And you're not even fast, so why would you do that? I don't know. It just, to me, the performance he showed tonight really showed me this is a very weak quarterback class, and he still might go one, but I would go Cam Ward. But this class is weak because that's not top level quarterback play. And when he gets, into the NFL, he's going to have to really step it up. One last thing I saw that I really didn't like either, that was annoying to me, was they kept saying, oh, give it to Shadeur credit. Teams would want to draft him because he's playing so hard. Even though his team's down, he keeps going back in even after he gets hit. His dad's the freaking coach. Come on, man. We all know why he's playing. His dad's the coach. He ain't going to disobey his father. Come on, we see how their relationship dynamic is. Cut it out, ESPN. Y'all always trying to spin it and spin it and spin it and spin it. You know, it's just ridiculous. But all right, guys, I just wanted to come on, let y'all know I saw Colorado get exposed tonight. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think, and let me know what you think the record Colorado would have in the SEC or the Big Ten. All right, guys, please subscribe. It's Bias Sports. I'm out.